Good afternoon. This is Speak On It. Another edition of the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force information awareness. I'm gonna call it a campaign, although it's not a campaign. We are not that politically corrupt that we run in the campaign as it relates to what's happening in the hood on this level. But today we're gonna show you a couple of clips that deals with some things right on your block. And one of the clips will say, confronted heroin addicts on Chicago West Side. The Chicago West Side, particularly State Rep LaShawn Ford's district, seems to be a district that demanded something be done, and he did it. The West Side Heroin and Opium Task Force is because of what you see here. What you see here is what we see in LaShawn Ford's district. And LaShawn Ford got together with other people and he said, no, we ain't gonna have this. Children, adults, elders, this is what we see. We wake up in the morning and we see people that are caught up in substance disorders. This is a disorder. And this disorder actually creates a vibration in the neighborhood that you just can't let go untreated. You see the words we use, untreated. You know, and what we do is we just say she ain't gonna fall. Think. That's somebody's mama, daughter, significant other, relative, but that's what we see. And that's why we salute LaShawn Ford and the West Side Heroin and Opioid Task Force, is because these partners are actually trying to do something about this. Now, that's enough of that, because just look at it. In a minute, you'll be out there. Good afternoon, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Y'all can see we got a guest. Don't ask me nothing, I don't know. I'm going to tell y'all. Now we finna look at this other piece here, and then we're going to come to the guest. The guest is one of the partners. See, I told y'all I wasn't going to be sitting here talking crazy forever. And I'm so glad she's here, because sometimes I know I'd be looking like a crank, sounding like a crank, but now you see, it ain't just me. Okay, now we're going to look at this one. This piece here is part of the propaganda of Chicago. Now let's just look at this, but I think he mean well.
Dismantling open-air drug markets in the 11th and 15th districts have targeted over 50 individuals involved in heroin and fentanyl sales in the city, including an alleged Mexico-based drug trafficker. As of this morning, 30 of those offenders are in custody and
I hope y'all can hear that.
Federal charges. As part of this mission, we've also seized 17 guns, including 3 rifles, off the streets of Chicago before they can be used by these individuals as instruments of destruction and tragedy. We also seized narcotics valued at over $8,000, including heroin, fentanyl, and cannabis, and 14 vehicles were also recovered. These missions are an important piece of how we fight crime, by sending a message to those who serve as a driver of violence that we will come after you with everything that we have. We're making it abundantly clear that we will not tolerate violence in our neighborhoods and are taking strong steps to keep our streets safe, not only from the sound of gunshots, but from the devastating effects of illegal drugs.
We are announcing charges today, more than 50 individuals charged federally and state charges. 9 people have been charged with federal offenses, ranging from drug trafficking to illegal weapons offenses. This is part of our ongoing efforts, our continued efforts to work together. The U.S. Attorney's Office with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office as the prosecutors and the Chicago Police Department with multiple federal agencies. Here, this operation was conducted under the HIDA and OCDF umbrella, and this particular case involved DEA, ATF, IRS in connection with the Chicago Police Department. More than 2 kilos of heroin were recovered during the course of the operation, a kilo of fentanyl, which, as you know, is a particularly troubling drug to see on the streets, 300 pounds of marijuana, and as the superintendent mentioned, 17 firearms were seized during the course of the investigation, including 3 rifles.
The sale of heroin continues to be a significant problem in this region. So many people struggle with addiction, and these dangerous drugs lead to tragedy in the form of overdose. As we all know, we in Cook County are experiencing firsthand the opioid epidemic and that it is gripping the country. This operation demonstrates the power and the importance of cross-agency partnerships in addressing this crisis. These charges directly implicate the manufacturing and dealing of this deadly drug. And our important cooperation with our law enforcement partners has led to this important result. And I'm so grateful for each of them.
Okay, you get the flavor. Now let me say this here. See, these are the government entities to deal with. You just saw these pills. Maybe he'll come back to them and you'll see them again. These are the government entities that are out here doing what they are doing. Last week you saw we had pills up here where they had heroin in little pills, and kids were looking at it thinking they were little sweet tots and so forth. And I think one of the things that we want to do is be clear. You see these pills? Now, you know, they so pretty. They tempting. Kid in the crib, he look at him, he get hold to him, now he got a problem. Now he go out on the street, now he hooked. He be just like that woman you just saw a minute ago, sitting there weaving, bobbing, and no help. But you see people trying to do something. But one of the things I want to give State Representative Ford and the people in the task force credit for is that they are dealing with it on a street level basis. Yeah, law enforcement and all of that is good, but locking them up. What up? When they come back, they still gonna be tripping. So today we got somebody that's gonna tell us what it is that's being done by her agency and whatever else she feel like telling you. So I'm gonna turn it over to her and she can just run it. How you doing? Glad you're here.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Yvette McKinney, and I am the CEO of Life Changing Community Outreach. Life Change Community Outreach is on the west side. Address is 5900 West North Avenue, where we service the Austin area as well as the surrounding area. Our motto is to provide a quality of life, which means for whatever is needed, from the youngest all the way to the seniors. Right now, our organization has partnered up, and I am one of the partners with the Drug Task Force on the west side, where we have came together to strategize different areas and to come to put a halt to what's going on with the overdose. So myself, along with prevention and other ones, has partnered up, and we are now going to wind up having the training block by block for the ones who are interested in knowing about the drugs, which is we can't say no to drugs no more. We have to say no, K-N-O-W, which is giving them the knowledge, the understanding of the drugs. Because if you just say no to drugs, they still going to do it. So our goal is to give them the understanding, the knowledge, as well as to provide them with the education and the training of the Norco, which is one of the drugs that's out there to help to reverse the overdose. So our goal is, just like they have the drugs on the street, our goal right now is to provide training for various organizations as well as other ones who wants to be knowledgeable about the drugs and to take the class. Those are different ones that we are offering. And myself, it will be offered at our organization as well, where we will have the different partners to come in to do the training also.
Well, I sure appreciate you making that clear. Now, you saw the clip and you heard what was said. This is part of the reason the street dope thing is where it is. But now there's another dope that you shoot them in the leg or wherever you shoot them at. You can tell us where they shoot them at to neutralize the effect of the heroin or the bad drug. I don't know if it's in the leg. Some people say they got a spray that you can spray that will help. Now, how eerie is that training? Somebody, you see somebody like the sister and she OD, is it something that a person would be comfortable doing, taking that, what you call it, narco?
The Nalexo.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's, right now, they have the Nalexo, which is through the injection,
Okay.
where you would shoot them in the arm or you would shoot them in the thigh. And they also have the nasal. The nasal is what you put, the nasal spray is what you insert into the nose. So right now, those are the ones that will be the training will go forth on those also. So they will have it. And then also what it is when the ones go through the training, what they will have is that they will have a package, and they could walk around with the package, but with that, they will have the knowledge on how to use it as well. So we do encourage everyone that when the training is there to take advantage of the training, because our goal is to save lives. No, we're not there just to lock people up,
Right.
but our goal is to save lives. And right now on the west side, there's a lot of overdose, and just in the Austin area right now, Austin is number one with the overdose.
And that's interesting because we had talked about it on the last 2 or 3 shows, is that how 2017 to 2018, you had about 5 people to OD. 2018, or should I say 17 to 18, the next year, whatever that is, you had 202 people to OD. Same area, but something happened. And I think that might be why the task force came into being, is that agencies and Sean Ford and others saw that something had to be done on a street level. And it's good to know that you have service providers like yourself that's out here doing it. Now, are you all funded by the state, by the city? How do you all get the resources it takes to go out and serve people that's having these type of challenges?
Well, right now we partner up with some of the ones that has funding, but right now we're looking for more funding because we want everyone to be educated. So on the state level, we are looking for the funding because once again, like I said, our goal is to save lives. And right now, yes, the numbers have jumped up tremendously. And we came into place because there's something that has to be done. So it's like a picture. A puzzle. With a puzzle, it takes everybody on board to make that picture. So everyone who's on board is a piece to a puzzle. And that piece means a lot in order for us to have an awesome picture. And that's what the Drug Task Force have came on, because we're looking for other ones as well to help to partner up with the same vision, the same mission, and that is to save lives.
And that's a good thing, because quiet is kept, dead is dead. And we talked about it last week, how dope kills hope. And I think one of the things that really concerns me is how so many of us have become immune to what we see. We see it, we saw her. Can you bring her back up when you can? We saw her and we see her all the time. And y'all already know. The poor thing, she's just hanging out there looking, But now there are people in the community that are trying to provide services and referrals to help. And I understand, and I don't know how much you know about this, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but I understand that at the 11th district, they have a diversion program by one of the agencies that's located and working right out of the 11th district, in case someone like this lady or your relative is given an opportunity from the court to go to treatment versus the jail. Are you all involved in any of those type of activities other than just going out with the educational piece?
We also have partnered up with various other organizations that is part of the task force as well. One of them is Bobby Wright, which is on the west side. So we have partnered up with various other ones where if we see someone that need help, we can make the phone call, and they have 24-hour detox.
Okay.
And they will come and pick them up as well.
Okay.
So we have different ones, and Bobby Wright is one of the ones that's part of the task force as well.
All right.
So
that's good.
yeah, on the task force we have many other organizations and entities that is part of it. And once again, it's just having that big picture, and everyone plays a part.
Okay, now you know I was at school today, and one of the boys hollered, "West Side is the best side." You all got that type of territorial. Can people looking at this program from the South Side call your number and be referred to Bobby Wright or whoever that can, get them headed in the right direction?
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Carla.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
It doesn't matter west side, south side. The main thing is whoever need help, we're out there, and that's what the task force is for.
Okay.
For whoever need help, they could call any of the organizations, and we all is like a family.
Okay.
So once again, it's that puzzle. All of
Okay.
us have something to offer
Yeah.
in order for us to make that big picture.
Would you drop that number again? Now, y'all need to get your pencil, whatever y'all do. Y'all don't use pencils no more. So get your device and take your fingers and pop it in. Would you drop that on them again?
Yes, I could give you the telephone number to Life Changing Community Outreach, but then also to the West Side Heroin Task Force. Their number is 312-738-1060. Once again, 312-738-1060. And our director of the task force is Mr. Lee.
Okay, very good. I like it in you. Now, we're going to go to this call. All right, caller, go on and speak on it.
How you doing, Doc?
Fine, how you doing, James?
Okay, now when they had the meet at when they were trying to meet about on the west side about doing drugs and stuff. Now, like I said, Al China ain't got nothing to do with that. It's all over all over the United States. They the one behind all some of the politicians. I was going to ask your guest and some of the other leaders and part of it. The media part of it. It ain't always Al Chapo. And it's some of the other people who are in the power, like Donald Trump now. They the one behind.
All right, James, I appreciate you calling. As usual, we appreciate you getting in and contributing. And I'm sure that, I think that the guests and all of us know that what we saw on that clip with the superintendent and the state's attorney and the Fed was on another level than what we are on. What we are on is the street level. We are right here looking at her and the children suffer. Now, they might not think they're suffering. I was talking to a young man today, 24 years old. He just got his degree and he's back. But one of his partners, when he was down in school, he was the smartest thing in college. Got hooked to some drug. Don't nobody know what it was. And now he say dude is walking the street like a crazy man. 24 years old, in this day and time, at college, somehow he got a substance in his system that took him out his body. And now he's in another dimension. Now, he apparently, according to the young man who's talking to me, he talks to birds, he talks to all type of things. Now, for him, in the dimension that he's in, he's normal. But in the eyes of humans that have not slipped into that dimension, he's crazy as a bat. But he ain't crazy. He's a victim of substance dependency, a substance disorder. And that's why I think it's important that we have people at this level willing to network with others and help people get help even when they think that they're okay. A lot of these people, I think, probably don't think it's as serious as it is until they OD. And have you ever, now this, I don't want to get personal, have you ever stuck anybody and they came back? Did they come back, cool in the gang, or did they come back fighting like they was crazy?
I have not had the opportunity to stick someone and bring them back from an overdose, but I do know various ones, and I could tell you that when they come out of it, they come out mad,
Yes.
they come out angry,
Yes.
because they look at the fact is you brought them back from a happy place.
That's right.
So that's what they're looking at. So you have to be very cautious and be prepared to expect this.
Yes.
Because a lot of them look at it as that you're doing a good thing to save their life, but they're looking at it as that you just stopped their high.
You blew my high.
Exactly.
That's right. I'm finna snap.
Exactly.
Ooh-wee.
And sometimes they would go back to get that high.
It's true.
That's what they'll do. And with us, with the task force, our job is to educate. And that's what we want to do. We want to educate everyone up on the opiates that's out there, and then how it comes in different types of prescriptions as well. You know, a lot of people could actually get an overdose and get hooked up on a prescribed medication.
That's true.
You know, so with the drug task force, what we want to do is educate ones as well as to make sure they have the training, but then also the knowledge. So when you see someone that's having an overdose, you could look and say, okay, this person's skin is clammy, so they're going into the overdose. Their skin is changing colors, you know, so they know, look at their pupils that they have dilated. So there are certain things that you have to be aware of. And a lot of people do not know when a person is going into, what should I say, is having an overdose, so they don't know what to do. So because if you don't know what to do because you're not educated or you haven't had the knowledge of it, that's why we have so many deaths.
Yeah, see, I really appreciate you coming. You know, I told my comrade in here, because he's taking ownership of a lot of this, and he met me when I came in, and I told him we had a guest, and he said, well, that's good, because, you know, we intend to make the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force a thing in your brain that you know is here. And it ain't, and you know, I told y'all before, I do me. And the truth is, part of doing me is being able to sometime network with others that's doing them. Because no one of us can just do all of this. This is real. Now, she might be in a happy place, but I don't see how it could be that good. Because what we see, it's sort of hard to believe that it's that good, that you do that to yourself over and over. And yes, we have it on your TV screen, because you see it in your living room.
Hey!
You do.
Hey!
And, you know, I'm going to let y'all hear some of that. You see, that's what the community do.
Turn it, hey!
Listen,
Hey!
see what the community does?
The
community, that's what the
treatment center
community
right
does.
here behind you.
The community has a way of disrupting, not to help, but to ridicule. You know, and one of the things that has happened with our community is we laugh at that. It ain't funny. It's a disorder that instead of standing back, jugging, laughing, throwing a brick, or whatever, we need partners like the task force members to be able to give you this type of information. Because old boy hollering at her wasn't helping her at all. And I'm sure he got some skeletons and some demons that he's wrestling with, but he thinks he's great enough to provoke. Now, all that being said, that's why we're going to be rolling, man. She'll be back. And the truth of the matter is, we're going to have different people coming up in here. Because, you know, we want you to have information. I don't believe in all that regurgitation. Like this week, I'm so sick of these people. What happened down there in El Paso, and what happened in Ohio, and now the governor and the president, everybody talking about the same thing. But ain't nothing changed. The task force is about making a change. Give us some closing words, and whatever else you want to say about yourself, about your agency, about whatever. You got a few minutes here, and you can just go on and burn it up.
Okay. Once again, like I said, I am part of the task force on the west side. There is a change because of the fact is, like I tell different ones, I have been in the Austin area since 1974. So I have seen the change. just around the center from where my center is at, there has been numerous of overdose. And our goal is to have that site, along with other ones, to have the training there block by block. And we encourage ones to come out to take the training. Life-changing community outreach, our goal is to provide a quality of life. That means from the youth to the oldest, whatever it will, to have them to take a challenge so they could be more of a positive person in their life, but then also their homes and their community. Our goal is to just save lives, and that's what it is. At the end of the day, is saving lives, and that's what ministry is just to save lives. Yes, like the doctor said, all of us have skeletons in our closet. But instead of one sitting around laughing and ridicule, just pick up the phone and call 911. Because that right there, you could save somebody's life.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dude dropped minute on me. You see my mouth? Thank you very minute. Man, why you doing that? They got me looking all crazy. But anyway, until next week, thanks a lot for being
Thank
here.
you.
Appreciate it.